You guys, she's a top income earner. She's got a rags to riches story. I hope that's okay to say, Carlita. Literally, you guys, poverty. From dirt floors, walls, rags hanging in the walls to separate rooms. You guys, rags to riches. And I love it because it shows people what's absolutely possible. What's possible. And, I don't know. But in the real world, she's like a celebrity. Well, in Arbonne, she's a celebrity. And in the business network marketing world, she is a celebrity. And she is the biggest servant leader. And I can't say enough. I could stand up here and speak all. Love you. And let me finish this too. I'll do that when everybody's dancing. Okay. Carly.
And you should say I'm a crier. Because I cry. And I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable. Gosh, my favorite thing in this business is watching people grow. And watching people become who they were created to be. Sorry.
Go breathe.
You can burn my cheer. Take a deep breath, you're doing great. Sweet. But truly, you guys, it's a passion in my heart. And I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be because that's what I get to do in this business and on this journey, is I get to take the ordinary person with the extraordinary heart and dreams that were given to them by, like Krista said, by our Creator, and help them believe in that and believe in themselves enough to go and create it. And I have always had a heart for people and believed in people because I first had people believe in me. Because like she said, I grew up very poverty-stricken, poor, but rich in love. And I am such a blessed person because I have the most wonderful family in the world. And if you have love, you've got it all. I mean, nothing matters without love. And I had that. And I had this love for people because I knew what their love for me gave me and helped me to become and believe I could become. And I was so grateful for that I wanted to pay that gift forward. And so, I mean, I naturally wanted to become a nurse because I'm like, I love people. I want to help people. I want to work with people. And I got to go live a dream and be a nurse. And I loved that job. I didn't do Arbonne because I hated my job. I wanted to quit my job. I wanted time, but I didn't really even desire to get out of the work that I was in because I felt like I was doing what I needed to do to give my heart everything it needed to be able to be excited about living every single day. And but whenever I was working as a nurse, my husband, who we are in our 33 years of marriage and happily married, and he's a wonderful man. Because we had both come from poverty and had tried to get successful based on the world's terms of what success looks like, we had, the house, we had the cars, and we had both, together partnered and built what we thought success was based on what the world portrays success to be. And whatever it is to you is what success is. But I remember the day that after I got my first college degree and I was working holidays and nights and weekends, and I had been married and then had a daughter, that I thought at a certain point I thought, gosh, this doesn't feel like success to me. And maybe I need another one of those degrees because I didn't know. No one in my family had ever had a college degree before me. And I had family that believed in me, and when I said I wanted to be a nurse and go help people, they helped me believe I could. They didn't have the means to help me get it. They didn't help me have, finances or even the know-how to go get into a college and enroll in college, but they told me I could. And you guys, that's all you need to do anything you want to do in life, is you just need somebody to believe you can. And that's what we do in Arbonne. So whatever your passion is, like Krista talked about and Kim talked about, I'm not a foster parent. I'm not gonna be a foster parent. But if it's your passion, it's okay. I have passions, and everybody has different passions that God gave them. And I believe that's how this world gets taken care of, is every one of us has something different that we are wired to be passionate about. And I had people that believed in me, even though they didn't know how to help me, but I got that degree. And I was working those holidays, nights, and weekends, and I remember thinking, this doesn't feel successful. Maybe I need another one of those degrees that helps people get successful, because I had just looked at people, that lived with the college degrees, because my best friend, her parent was a lawyer, and I knew how they lived, and I knew how my parents lived, and we literally lived in a junkyard because my dad was a mechanic that was self-employed. And like Krista's correct, I had a blanket for a back door in the house that we lived in, and different colored carpet on the floor in our living room, because we went to the country store, which was also known as the dump, with my grandma, and we salvaged whatever we could to be able to put in our homes. And that's where I grew up, and I was like, college degree? No college degree. Love my family, but I want to live like that. And I went and got that degree, but then thought, gosh, if this is success, maybe I need another one of those degrees, because it doesn't feel that great. And so I went back and got my master's and was working, and still, so grateful to be able to love, serve, and care for other people, because it's what was wired in my heart for me to do. But was working 50, 60 hours a week and getting paid for 40 because I was salary at that position. And my husband was having to compensate for whatever our family needed, because we could take care of the basics, but when life happened, and if you know what that means or looks like, life happens all the time. Life happens when your air conditioner goes out, or your kids join a club team that travels, and you get to spend your your time in a hotel and out of state, or whatever, eating out and watching soccer no matter what the weather is out there. And that was those things that we didn't have in our budget unless he was able to go and work the overtime hours to help us get that money. And so what it equated to was he was gone all the time. He became a paycheck for our family instead of getting to be the wonderful husband that he is and the dad that he is. You guys, today, if you see me, you see Philip Nelson, because we get to do that together because we like it. Not everybody can roll like that, but it's what I wanted, even though back in the day, we had to sacrifice that time with each other and go our separate ways to be able to provide what our families needed, to be able to take care of the responsibilities that we had created. And I was living that life. So I was still there, and I remember whenever my son was crying because he missed his dad on another day, because his dad literally was never ever home, ever. I mean, I don't know if you can imagine what working double your salary and overtime could look like, but it just means you never are home. If he ever got to come home, it was to sleep for a few hours at night and then get called out and go back to work. And he was a lineman for Oklahoma Electric Company, and I used to literally fear, what if he is tired drunk and he puts the wrong wire together and it kills him? How am I going to feel? How am I going to live with that regret, knowing that it was simply because we were living a life that we bought and could not afford, and it cost us something that was more precious than anything we have? And that's what I had living with me, and even though I was working and doing all I could. And meanwhile, I was living and using the Arbonne products. We didn't have nutrition back in the day, but I got introduced to the products 28 years ago because my sister, whenever I was working at a hospital in Oklahoma, called me at work one day because we didn't have cell phones. And she said, hey, I'm having an Arbonne party. Will you come to my Arbonne party? And I didn't know what Arbonne was. We were in the mode of having Tupperware parties, Pampered Chef parties, all of those kinds of parties, because we were stocking our home in the cheapest way we possibly could as new young couples and getting life started. And I was like, what is that? And then I thought, you know what? I was busy at work, and I thought, I don't have time for her to explain it, and it really doesn't matter because I'm her sister. I am loyal to death, and
she's a good host and a great cook, and I'm going to show up and eat her food. So, you know what? Just tell me when it is. I'll be there. And I went not knowing one thing about Arbonne. The girl who did the party did a great job. I'm sure she told me it was pure, safe, and beneficial, and that there is an ingredient policy that is bar none and follows European standards, which is the standard for the world, and so much better than anything we have here in the U.S., but I heard none of that, you guys. And people may think that I signed up and ordered products that night because I was so in love with the ingredient policy because I was a nurse and cared about health and wellness. Not true. I simply put the stuff on my face like she told me to, and went to the bathroom, washed my face, and could instantly see and feel a difference from the troubled skin that I had had, and came out of the bathroom not having a clue what I had just done, and just told the girl, I'm not real sure what I just used on my face, but whatever that was, that's what I want. And can you help me get that? And I ordered that night, and then for 12 years, I ordered from different consultants. And sometimes it was, they would quit. And then one time I left the hospital I was working at and moved to a private clinic, and I lost my consultant when I moved locations. And whenever I moved to the place where we were going to be living and moving, I tell everyone there were two things I was concerned about whenever I moved into a new community and a new job. One, where was our family going to go to church? Because we had loved our church and needed to find a new home for us and our kids. And two, who was I going to buy my Arbonne from? I mean, seriously, as I'm standing here in front of you, those were my biggest concerns, moving into a new community. And one night we were leaving the neighborhood and we were helping build our home because we were doing as much as we could to save as much as we could. And there was this white Mercedes that pulled up across the stop sign from me, and on the front of her car she had a tag that said Arbonne International. And I mean, I was late, it was tired, and I kind of had to clear my eyes and go, wait a minute, I think that says Arbonne. I had no idea the company gave away a white Mercedes as a company car like you see lined out up there and that Krista and Kavika get to drive today. But I thought, gosh, surely that lady doesn't just use Arbonne and wear a tag on her car. I love this stuff, but I don't wear an Arbonne tag on my car. So I literally, you guys, pulled in the driveway of the next house, backed up, reversed, and stalked this car until it went to the house where I saw the garage door pull up, and I was like, I know where you live, I know where I can get my products. And whenever we moved in, I got the neighborhood directory, saw her name, called her, and I started ordering products from her. And that was 9 years into using this product, and for 3 years, she sold me products. But she lived, you guys, literally across the street from our backyard, and her kids were the same age as my kids. She has a son named Blake, and so do I. And they were the same age, went to the same grade, and everything, and they were on all the same teams together. And so she got to watch our life up front, and she got to see how hard it was, but yet how hard we worked to make it work. And that's what we needed. She knew she needed in this business, just like I shared with people this morning, work ethic and desire. And she knew we had the work ethic. All she had to do was help us see what it is she knew we could do with the work ethic and the desire to take care of our families the way she saw us do it, and that we could do this too. But I couldn't see it. So how many people are guests here tonight? If you'll just raise your hand. I'm not going to do anything weird to you, I promise. I just want to know, who I'm talking to, because I will tell you, even though I used the products for 12 years, a car presentation was my first experience and exposure to the business. And Mark, my friend, who I was buying from, came down to our house like the week of this car presentation, and she had 2 tickets. And she knocked on the door, and she's this little tiny thing, and she has had breast cancer twice, and she has and lives with MS, and she is a top income earner in this company. And everybody thinks she's so cute and little and sweet, and I'm telling you, she is a bulldog. She is sweet. She has a heart bigger than her, but she also would not take no for an answer. I mean, for 3 years, she would tell me every time I would order products, and I would call my sister and my friends and say, hey, I'm going to reorder my Arbonne. Are you needing anything? Because we'd all started at the same time, and I would take her 4 or 5 orders and say, okay, I need this, Patty needs this, Kim needs this, my mom needs this, and I gave her all these orders, and she said, you should really do Arbonne. You should do Arbonne. You should do Arbonne. And I was like, she was a stay-at-home mom. She had no college degree. I had 2 college degrees and worked more than a full-time job, and I had no idea what this opportunity had the power to do. I literally, in my head, the only reason I said no to her was my ignorance. And so I wanted to say thank you for coming, if you're a guest, because I said no for 3 years without knowing what I was saying no to. And I thought, she probably makes maybe $300 a month as a stay-at-home mom job, and it helps her make her movie money, her mad money, while her husband, who worked for Oklahoma Department of Transportation as an engineer, made the real money. And that's how they got to live like they did. And I was a major breadwinner for our family, and I would have given up $300 to have time. So to add something else to our schedule for that amount of money was not worth it to me. But that was my perception, and it was based on false information because I had no facts to go on. It was only, I assumed I knew what was happening by what I saw. And so when she came down to tell me that she had these tickets and that we were going to this event with her and her husband, we were friends, but I'm like, okay, would you like to first ask if I'm free on Saturday night? And even if I'm free, Philip works overtime all the time, and he's not going to be available on a last minute's notice to be able to show up. But she was like, you guys are going with us. Okay, we'll be here at 6 and pick you up. And I mean, literally, I was so mad at her. I mean, I was like, but yet I'm like, for whatever reason, and I'm a strong personality, I didn't tell her no. But I will tell you why, because I wanted her off my back. I wanted her to not ask me or tell me or insinuate in all the different things she had done for 3 years that I should do this with her anymore, but I still wanted my products. And I was afraid if I didn't go, she wouldn't give me my products. And that was a big deal for me. So I was like, okay. So I told my husband, I said, I need you to show up and go to this thing with me for Martha on Saturday. He goes, what? Like, I mean, it's just crazy. I sounded crazy asking him. As crazy as she sounded to me, I sounded to him because he knew what we needed. And he was like, I'm working. I'm like, get somebody to cover for you for 3 hours, because he always covered for everybody because he scrounged overtime just to be able to make the income that we had to have. And I was like, somebody owes you. Get them to cover for you for 3 hours, but tell them you want the call back at 10 p.m. because we need the overtime. But I need you to get there with me, because if I go and you don't, she's going to then come back to me and say, well, you heard it, but if Philip heard it, he would want you to do it. And I said, we're both going to go, we're going to hear it, and we're going to tell her we don't want anything to do with your business, but we still want our product. I know. And you can laugh as mischievously as he's laughing up here, because it is that funny. Because that night I sat and I heard and I listened not only to Martha, who was a stay-at-home mom, but to other people that were corporate America people, teachers, hairstylists, a nurse, and a physician assistant, which did the same thing I did with just a different title. And when I saw that nurse and the physician assistant, I was like, antennas went up. I was like, wait a minute, whoa. Those people are like me. Those people make as much as I do, and they're still telling me this is better. And they're telling me the life that they have with this and an income that beats mine. And they had my attention. And you guys, I didn't come in here to replace my nursing job. I needed, and I don't know who the bill payer is in your family, who the financial manager is for you, but every month we would sit down, I sat down and paid the bills because I'm the CFO for our family. I would sit there and I would go, if only we had an extra $500 to $1,500, that was always the range, depending on what happened that month. You wouldn't have to work overtime this month, Philip. But this is what we need if we're going to get our bills paid this month. Do you think you can do it? And he would go to work and try to figure out how to scrounge up that much money in overtime. And I thought, you know what? What if I could do this? Because what they said I had to do was stop using other people's products. Check, I did that 12 years ago. Start using Arbonne. Check, I did that 12 years ago. And tell other people about it. Check, I'm really already kind of doing that. Because I invited people to reorder every time I reordered, just to help them out, because I'm always about telling somebody about a good deal. And I thought, you know what? What if I could do that? and I could help him make the income he needed. And then I didn't think I would quit. I just thought if I just had to work my regular 50, 60 hours a week and he got to work his regular job plus the demanded overtime that a job requires him to work just like mine did, we would at least still have some time together as a family. And that would be worth it to me. So I don't know what in your life would make this worth it to you, but that's what it was for us. And I just needed to be able to make $500 to $1,500. That's not how I got here though. I walked out of that presentation on a mission to make that happen for our family, but the heart that I had for people was what got me where I am at today. What I thought as I was sitting in there, names were flying through my head, and I thought, as I saw all the different people up there with the different backgrounds, I thought, man, I know somebody like that, I know somebody like that, I know somebody like that. Good, hardworking people that were doing the best they could, but that still needed a hand up and didn't expect a hand out. And I came out of that so excited and passion-filled to go let my world know what else they could do to make a difference for their life, that I instantly had to up the minutes. It was back in the day when you had only a certain amount of minutes you paid for with your cell phone. And I called everyone I knew as fast as I could to let them know I found a secret. I mean, can you imagine, you guys? If you thought you found a secret that could make life easier for everyone you cared about, how fast would you tell them? And that's what I did. And it took Krista 9 years, and it is and has been a beautiful 9 years. And I love her story because there are people that it takes 9 years. I was working as an advanced practice nurse with a husband that was never home and 2 busy kids that were 8 and 12 years old, but a passion-filled heart, and told everyone I knew about what I had just discovered about this amazing company with these products that were absolutely awesome because I'd used them for 12 years. And I got to Region and got the car in 4.5 months in the dark ages. Today, it's like not even apples to apples. I mean, what you can do in this business today does pale, or what we did back in the day pales in comparison to what you can do today because of technology and the way that you can get the message out to everyone. I was one person at a time picking up the phone and calling. Today, we can tell everybody with a click of a button on our phone. And so that's my story. I went Region. I didn't have a clue how I did it because all I was out there doing was helping other people. And that's the beautiful thing about this business is today I know exactly how I did it. I live the products. I love the products. I told other people about it, and I asked them, what do you need your life to do for you? What are your dreams? What are your desires? What are your discontents? What do you wish you didn't have to do every day? What do you wish you could do every day? And who do you wish you could do it with? That was what I was living with every day. And then what I knew, I wasn't the Lone Ranger. Everybody else I knew had those same things, just a different answer to them. But it was just equally important to them as it was to me. And so that's how this business got started. And I've been here now 16 years. And I was able to work this business all the way to the top of this company. There's 4 levels in this company, and I got to the very top, and at that point left my nursing job and have been doing this full time. But you guys, I replaced my income as a nurse in the 3rd month. I mean, the first paycheck, I met the $500 goal that I needed to be able to make that number whenever we were paying bills. And by the 3rd month, I was matching my nurse practitioner income in this business. As I was quitting that job, I had tripled my income in a 1.5 years and was at the top of this company and have only gone up from there. And the only reason it has done that is because I've just helped more people. I've never gotten comfortable where I'm at. The more comfortable I get with our life, the more uncomfortable my heart gets to want to help others. And so, thank you for coming here tonight and helping me fulfill the desire of my heart to let people know what it is we know. What you decide to do with it is up to you. But we just need to tell the story and make sure you heard it so that you can ask questions. And that's what we ask you to do, is just get with the person who invited you and challenge them. I mean, I was sending messages out today, and I said, I want you to ask this person, and I want you to have them tell me every obstacle they think they see for their life doing this, every hesitation they have, every fear they have. Those are the things you need to bring to one of us, and we will work and help you and help them, help you see past and around and through anything and everything, because there is nothing that can stop you from doing and having and living what it is you see everybody here doing and what you hear my story saying I did. This business does not discriminate. This business does not look at you and go, well, you started out as a junkyard babe, and people like you don't get to the top and make this kind of income. This is one of those things that made me so passionately excited to get out those doors and share, was that for the first time I could tell my world of just normal, good, hard-working people, what they could do with who they were, and that it was good enough to be able to go to the top of this company if they wanted to. Because you didn't have to have a degree, you didn't have to have a pedigree, and you didn't have to have a history that had success behind it in your family. We all start with a $49 kit, we all live these products, and we all share these products. And whoever does that the most are the people who get to the top. I just did it really fast. I just couldn't wait to tell people as fast as I could tell people. Some people have to take a little bit longer journey because they get a little distracted, or they have to deal with things along life that distract them. It doesn't matter. This business and this opportunity is waiting for you. And what I love about this business is, yes, I got there in 4.5 months. I matched my nurse practitioner salary in 3 months. I was able to leave that job and get rid of his overtime in 1.5 years, and a year later retire him and let this be our job, and him fulfill any passion, dreams, and missions he wanted for his life in 2.5 years from the time we started. But it does not matter. What I love is that even though it took Krista 9 years, guess what? She got a paycheck every month. Every one of those months, she got a paycheck that made a difference in her family's life for 9.5 years. It's not like you work and work and work and you get nothing, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then boom, you get a car, and it's great. Every month, she got a paycheck. And it's a really good paycheck. So what I would love is for area managers in the room, will you stand up and come up here, and regional vice presidents? I just need you to come up and line up back here. And I'm going to ask you to do something. Areas come first.
You can do your picture.
And then regions you get at the end of everybody. Okay? There's 4 levels of income in this business, you guys. The first level is district manager. And at the very first level of district, you can make anywhere from a couple $100s to $1,000 extra a month. That's game changing. You guys know that $500 a month is the number that people, if they could make, could survive, could avoid most bankruptcies that people file for. $500 extra. You can do that in your first month, and you can get there this month with this business. The second level is area manager. And area manager, the average income range is $1,000 to $4,000 a month. And at that level, this is a kicker that I think just screams how much this company cares about its people. Your business is willable. So all of these ladies up here and me, when we get called home, our businesses don't die with us. I used to worry what would happen if he touched the wrong wires and he was no longer there for our family as a husband and a dad, and also a paycheck. Because people asked at that presentation, how long would you survive if one of the main income earners in your family were not there? And I tell everybody, it was back in the day of the watch with the minute and the second hand. And, and I looked at my watch and I said, it wasn't the minute hand, it was the second hand, because in a second, we were toast. The minute either one of us were not able to provide and produce the income that we did, our family would not have paid bills and survived. We would have been bankrupt. And so that's how fragile our financial security was. And today, if I die, when I die, if Philip's still here, our business goes to him. If he's not here, it goes to our kids. I have built a legacy and an asset for my family that will take care of my family. And I always tell everybody, if something weird happens to me, check with my kids first. But I will tell you, the beautiful thing is, because of this business and the time that we got to have as a family, our kids are our best friends. Back whenever they were little, we got time to go and do and be with them and raise them up the way we wanted them to be raised, and we got to be fully present. Because we did, today we get to be best friends, and we still get to hang out and do life together. And I get to be a grandma today and be where I want to be when my heart wants to be it. And I will tell you, whenever I called my husband years ago because my son was crying on the floor missing his dad, and I said, if this is success, you can have it, the degrees, the house, the car. It was because I had figured out the hard way what success really was. And success to me was living every day with who I wanted to live, how I wanted to live it, when I wanted to live with it. That's success. And so I just ask you, are you getting to live how you want? With who you want, when you want? Because that is what you can do if you will choose to go and work to make that happen, because this vehicle can. But area managers, come up here. I want you to do two things, and I'm controlling this because I want to save time. Name and what they did before or when they were introduced to Arbonne. That's all I want you to share.
Kathy Callahan, kindergarten teacher.
Elise Springer, homeschool mom. Kaylee Aldrich, licensed massage therapist. Jen Reefstack, stay-at-home homeschool mom.
Katie Harmon, I am a homeschool mom and I was a bartender.
Could you use your...
Mary Helbig. I was a hairdresser.
Lauren Devine, real estate.
Casey Harris, architecture.
You guys, those are the area managers, $1,000 to $4,000 a month, willable business, and one step below the white Mercedes. These will be the ladies we celebrate next, and I can't wait to come back and help hand over the keys to their car. They are on their way. So they are women of character. They're hardworking, and they're coachable, and they are doing everything they need to do to take full advantage of this and to help anyone and everyone do it with them. Regional Vice President's the third level, and if you've noticed the white cars out there, those are the cars that you see that these lovely ladies are driving. Because at that level, the income ranges from $4,000 to $14,000 a month, and they give you a bonus to buy a car or lease a car, new or used. It doesn't matter what model, it just has to be a Mercedes and it has to be white, because it represents the pure products that we have. And the safest car on the road is a Mercedes, and Arbonne is pure, safe, and beneficial. And our founder wanted his consultants that were out on the road telling his story about these products, his mission for the world, to experience health in a different way, to be the safest that they could be. And we just recently had a retreat in Oklahoma and had a horrific wreck in a Mercedes, and by the grace of God, and because of that Mercedes, they were not hurt or killed. That is what this business and our founder does and cares about, and what we get to do and carry on with our culture. So I'm going to have our regions come up and just say what they did before Arbonne.
Kimberly Field, a mom. Devin Holman, finance manager.
She was a big dog finance manager too. She was a big corporate girl. Krista Tavares, police officer, and I was in the health and wellness industry.
And then we have National Vice President, which is the fourth and final level in this business. And at that level, the income starts at around $22,000 a month, and there's no cap or ceiling. That no one gets to put a level of what you're worth on you. You decide that. You decide what you're going to do and how much you want to make and how much you are worth by what you do and give back with what the gifts and talents that you've been given and the opportunity that you have to do it with. And that is the level that this lady is at, and I'll let you introduce yourself.
Sherry Nickel, and I was a house cleaner and a waitress.
And a missionary child from...
College dropout.
And I love it, you guys, because who would have said, oh, you can be at the top of this company, and you can make an average of $22,000 a month with endless opportunity because of your background. Do you guys get it? I don't know who you feel most connected to up here out of everybody that shared, but to me, this is the best opportunity because it's what spoke to me 16 plus years ago. It's what helped my eyes see what I could do with this because other people like me did it too. And maybe these people don't connect to you, but I promise you there's somebody who does in this business, and they have a life that is one of their dreams because they actually dreamed and they believed they could because, most importantly, somebody else believed in them first. Just like I did whenever I was a little girl who had never had a college in my family, but I had people in my family that believed that I could, and they helped me believe it too. Whatever is in your heart, it can become reality because we believe it. And all we're here to do is invite you to come in here and let us help you start to believe too. So if you have dreams and they're not, what you're doing isn't getting you where you want to be, then try this out. Why not? People sit there and they think, well, what if it doesn't work? Let me just take care of that for you right now. The worst possible thing that can happen to you if you do this and it doesn't end up getting you to district, area, region, or nation is that you get to sign up for $49. You shop for products that you have in your home right now, every day, at a discount, that have an ingredient policy that is the standard for the world, that sets the bar for the world for clean, safe, pure, and beneficial products, and you get to enjoy the health benefits of that. That's as horrible as Arbonne can go for you. If you tell other people about it and let them know that if they have dreams, you can help them get connected to people that can help them make those dreams a reality, you can actually make an income and change your life. The more you tell, the more you help, the more you make. Service to many is what leads to greatness, and that's what this opportunity gives you the opportunity to do, is connect to many people, help them believe in themselves because you first believe in them, because somebody believed in you, and then you go help change their life, and you get rewarded for it in a way that will blow your mind. So, don't think, what if it doesn't work? Ask yourself, what if it does? What would life look like if it did work for me the way that you're saying it's worked for all of them? And who would have thought it could have worked? You guys, they're cleaned up tonight. We're on our A game. I mean, when we found these people, not so much. Not so much. But, you know what? The diamond is in there. And when you shave off the rough edges, it gets to shine. So all we're doing is inviting you to come in here and let your light shine, because that's what this opportunity lets us all do. Thank you for listening, and I hope you heard something that will inspire you to have a conversation and let us share and answer questions, concerns, and explore your dreams. And let us help you do whatever it is you want to do with this. We appreciate you, and I get to gift. You guys can sit down. Thank you so much. Oh, I do want to say one thing. If you're connected to Krista's team, stand up. Anywhere, Krista Tavares' team, organization. Yes, you guys, Krista's being celebrated. You don't get here by yourself. She gets here because she helped other people get where they wanted to be.
Forgot I was on live.
Help them on their journey.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
I will tell you, this room is full of people, but you see it only takes a few people to be able to get to the level that Krista's at. And then we have, what was I going to do? I was going to give you. Yes. Yeah, no, I'm going to do this and then I'll let you girls do that. I have a gift for Krista, and there's also another executive national vice president between me and Sherry and Krista. And so this is from Tammy and I. And she couldn't be here tonight, but I'm so glad I got to be the one to get to be here in person and celebrate this girl and to share with all of you. And I hope and pray that what I did helps to speak life into your hearts. But I'm so excited and so honored and so proud of you. And I'm just so... Stop that. I know. You guys, if you know this girl, you know her heart. And you know how hard she works, and I will tell you, she is one of the most amazing people, and she's just getting started, because her heart is
big enough for this whole world. And she never wavers. She gets, rejection, and she just keeps on going.
I was a rough diamond.
She just keeps on going. And I will tell you, I've cheered so hard for her, prayed so hard for her, and wanted so desperately for her to get the prize that she deserved. And even though it took longer than I wanted, it was in his timing, not mine, not hers. She was good with it, and it was well with her soul. And it just made my heart desire and want it for her even more. So I can't tell you how much my heart is exploding inside my chest to celebrate her tonight with all of you and to give her this little token of love and celebration for you. I love you dearly, and I'm so glad we get to do life together forever.
So, she's already been driving it for a little while, test driving it. But Kim is going to give you the key to your Mercedes. If you're a gift kind of person, like I'm one of those people, I'll work harder for praises than raises, but I also like presents. And you get gifted so well in this business. Not only do you get to drive a white Mercedes, but like I remember when I went nation and region, just all the gifts, like everything I wear is Arbonne gift. And so
I walked the stage in Vegas at GTC. Arbonne gave me a necklace with interchangeable little thingies. And I mean, like my husband never has to buy me jewelry, ever. I got an Apple Watch. And if you're a man and you want to do the business, they have gifts for men. I got an Apple Watch from you guys, a real nice bag. They had a hard time shopping for me because I'm really practical with gifts. Oh, I got this watch. This is like, whoa, it's my favorite. I love it. You guys, yeah, lots of gifts. Lots. I got 2 watches, Kalea.
But anyway, I just think that there's no one more deserving than Krista to receive and to be blessed. And I know everyone's already said that, but I know that God has blessed you for bigger reasons than you even know. And I know your visions keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Every time I talk to her, I'm like, oh Lord. All right, let's do it. And so we're just super proud of you, and congratulations to you.
Kavika, you want to come pray over food, and then we're going to eat. Everybody ready to eat?
Actually, real quick, I know everybody's hungry. Couple things. I don't get to drive the Mercedes as much as everybody thinks. My car is in the back here. It's a little Ford Focus. Okay, it's paid for, but that's my ride. I get to drive it. Like today, I have to wash the car for her. Or when there's maintenance due, or when there's a business errand. That's my life when I get to drive the Mercedes. Everybody knows that gets married. The wife always supposed to get a new car. A nice car. It's in the box somewhere. A couple of things real quick. Just want to add real quick. With this business, the gifts are great, but for me, it's the relationships. Outside my immediate family, Larry, Kim, Gannon, we've been through some rough times. And if it had not been for this business, I would have never met them. And they would never be able to help me grow through some difficult things in my life. So this business brings more than just money and material and trips, which I love. And it brings personal growth. And it puts you in contact with people that can challenge you to step outside your comfort zone. And that's what I love. And Philip, I admire him so much because every time I go somewhere, he's always serving his wife and serving people. So thank you guys for being that example for me and challenging me to be better as a husband, as a father, and as a friend. So, and everybody knows my wife. She's the gas pedal, I'm the brake. I'm sometimes over analytical with everything. And there's obstacles in this business, but I will tell you, I was probably her biggest obstacle and her biggest naysayer and her biggest doubter. Because when you stand so close to greatness, sometimes it blinds you to what's right in front of you. And one of the best quotes that I love in the movie is from The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. And he says, I'm going to read it because I can't keep it together. Don't ever let someone tell you that you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. When people can't do something themselves, they're going to tell you that you can't do it. You want something? Go get it. Period. And that's the bottom line, guys. Because anyone in this room can achieve something that if they put their mind to it and they have the right supporting cast. So, thank you guys, everyone for showing up here, everyone that supported my wife in this business. Let's eat.
And party. He's gonna pray.
Larry, no, I'm gonna have my brother Larry come up here.
Okay, well, hold on. After we pray, I want my team to all come up here. I've got gifts for you while everybody's getting in line and eating, and I'm gonna disperse gifts. I am your gift, buddy. My paycheck every month is your gift. Larry, come on, buddy. Let's pray. Thank you, honey. I need to pin that up when you're having a bad day. So you can stand there and read.
Let us bow. Father God, we come here today. God, we're such in awe of you and all that you do and how you work uniquely in each one of us. Father, we thank you for the lives demonstrated here. God, they all have incredible intrinsic value. God, you are a great designer. Lord, we ask today that you bless this food. God, that we would eat. We would be so excited to celebrate with one another. God, we'd be strengthened to share who you are with the world. And God, we'd be better lovers of people and care more about our neighbor than we did today. Lord, we love you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, you guys, why don't we just start?